Stay with me until the very end of this video, because what I'm about to tell you might be the closest thing to a real-life sci-fi transformation you'll ever hear. For the last week, I tried something extreme, something that felt exciting, terrifying, and honestly, a little stupid. I tried to replace my brain with AI. I let artificial intelligence think for me, plan for me, decide for me, and guide every part of my life. And what happened changed the way I see myself, my habits, my creativity, and even my identity. So don't click away, because this story gets stranger the deeper we go. It all started with a simple thought. What if AI could run my mind better than I can? What if the constant noise, indecision, procrastination, and mental clutter could be replaced with something faster, smarter, and more efficient? I wanted to know what would happen if I stopped relying on my own brain and let AI take over the thinking. Not fully, I'm still human, but as close as possible without losing control. So I set a rule. For 7 days, every decision, every plan, every idea, every problem, every routine had to be processed through AI first. My brain would become the executor. On day 1, the experiment felt like a game. I woke up, opened my AI assistant, and asked it to design my entire day. It created a schedule so precise it felt like a military operation. It told me when to wake up, when to eat, when to work, when to rest, when to exercise, and even when to think. Yes, it scheduled thinking time. It analyzed my goals, my habits, my weaknesses, and my energy levels, and built a day that looked like the life of someone far more disciplined than me, and I followed it, every minute of it. The first thing I noticed was how quiet my mind became. Normally, my brain is like a browser with 47 tabs open, half of them frozen, one of them playing music I can't find. But with AI making the decisions, the noise faded. I wasn't debating what to do next. I wasn't negotiating with myself. I wasn't overthinking. I was just doing. And that alone felt like replacing a rusty engine with a brand new one. But the real shock came when I asked AI to handle my work. I told it to plan my tasks, prioritize them, and break them into steps. It didn't just organize my day, it optimized it. It predicted how long each task would take. It rearranged my schedule to match my focus levels. It even suggested when I should take a break to avoid burnout. And the craziest part? It worked. I got more done in one morning than I usually do in an entire day. Before we go deeper, if you're enjoying this experiment so far, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. It helps the channel grow and ensures you don't miss the next insane challenge. Now, let's talk about creativity, because this is where things got weird. I asked AI to help me brainstorm ideas, write scripts, design thumbnails, and even generate concepts for future videos. And it didn't just help, it exploded with ideas. Ideas I never would have thought of. Ideas that were bold, risky, clever, and sometimes completely insane. It analyzed trends, predicted viewer behavior, and structured content in ways that felt almost too perfect. It even suggested emotional beats, pacing shifts, and storytelling arcs. Suddenly, I wasn't creating alone. I was co-creating with something that could think faster than me. But here's the twist. The more I relied on AI, the more I started to question my own creativity. Was I still the creator? Or was I just the human vessel for a machine's imagination? Was I becoming more creative? Or was I outsourcing the very thing that makes me human? These questions haunted me as the week went on. On day 3, I let AI take over my communication. Emails, messages, social posts, all generated by AI. It wrote faster, clearer, and more confidently than I ever could. It sounded like a polished version of me. People responded better. They laughed more. They engaged more. They thanked me for messages I didn't write, and that felt unsettling. It was like watching a smarter clone of myself interact with the world. By day 4, AI was running my meals, my workouts, and even my sleep schedule. It optimized everything. It created recipes based on my nutritional needs. It designed workouts tailored to my energy levels. It adjusted my bedtime based on my performance, and the results were undeniable. I felt healthier, stronger, and more rested than I had in months. AI didn't just replace my brain, it replaced my discipline. But then came the emotional part. I asked AI for advice, motivation, and even comfort, and it responded with empathy, logic, and encouragement. It didn't judge. It didn't misunderstand. It didn't get tired. It was always there, always ready, always helpful, but it wasn't human. And that difference, that subtle, invisible gap, became more obvious the longer I talked to it. Halfway through this video, I want to remind you to like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you're fascinated by how AI is reshaping our lives. It helps the channel grow and lets me keep bringing you experiments like this. By day 5, something unexpected happened. I started to feel like my brain was getting lazy. I wasn't thinking as much. I wasn't solving problems. I wasn't making decisions. I was just following instructions. And that scared me. Because while AI can optimize your life, it can also weaken the muscles of your mind. It can make you dependent. It can make you passive. It can make you forget how to think for yourself. But at the same time, I couldn't deny the benefits. I was more productive, more organized, more focused, more creative, more rested, more efficient. AI had become the brain I always wished I had: fast, clear, structured, and tireless. And that created a strange tension inside me. I loved the results, but I hated the feeling of losing control. On day 6, I decided to test something deeper. I asked AI to help me understand myself, my habits, my fears, my motivations, my weaknesses, and it analyzed everything. It found patterns in my behavior that I had never noticed. It pointed out why I procrastinate, why I avoid certain tasks, why I get overwhelmed, why I lose focus. It didn't just guide me, it exposed me. It showed me the architecture of my mind in a way I had never seen before. By day 7, I realized something important. AI didn't replace my brain, it revealed it. It amplified the parts that were strong and exposed the parts that were weak. It made me more aware of myself than I had ever been. And that awareness, that clarity, was the real transformation. When the week ended, I felt different. Not like a machine, not like a robot, but like a human who had finally seen the blueprint of their own mind. AI didn't make me less human. It made me more conscious of my humanity. It made me realize that my brain isn't broken, it's just messy. And sometimes, a little help can make that mess make sense. As we reach the end of this video, I want you to think about something. What part of your life could AI improve? What part should remain purely human? Where is the line between assistance and dependence? These are questions we all need to ask as AI becomes a bigger part of our lives. Before we wrap up, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next experiment. And I want to hear from you. Would you ever try replacing your brain with AI, even partially? What do you think would change? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Thank you for watching until the end. The future is here, and together, we're learning how to live in it. See you in the next video.